Good morning, Kentuckiana. It is 7 o'clock on your Sunday morning. I'm Gabriel Gonzalez.
And I'm meteorologist Matthew Willoughby.
And we are back for another hour of news and weather, the things you need to know, including your Sunday forecast in case you want to go outside and enjoy the last day of your weekend.
Yeah, I mean, this morning would be a nice time for a nice run or a nice jog in the park or anything, honestly.
Or if you want to just lay in bed.
I would, yeah, honestly, I'd rather much do that. No, I'm thinking
exactly. I'm looking over there.
Nice warm sheets.
The U of L cam looks nice this morning. It's
I mean, it is gorgeous.
Morning.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely beautiful sunrise out there for you this morning as we take a look outside. Yeah, we'll see that official sunset in just about 15 minutes, but looking out U of L held downtown camp, a few clouds lingering around this morning. But if you're stepping out the door, a nice, cool and crisp start to the morning. Temperatures across Kentuckiana into the 40s and 50s this morning. Starting to warm up just a little bit, but places like Paoli and Jasper right at 50 degrees. As you head further south, some places like Litchfield and Munfordville still at upper 40s. But it is just a nice, cool start to the day. Overall, those weather headlines, nice fall-like conditions will continue for this weekend, and no real rain chances will greet you out the door or back into the afternoon hours, at least over the next 5 to 7 days. And we got a nice warming trend on the way as well. Look at that visibility right now. Really across Indiana, nice and clear. But as you head down to Kentucky, starting to see some areas the visibility is lower, so about 1 mile of visibility in places like Bardstown, and only a quarter of a mile almost in places like Campbellsville, where we got some dense fog out there in some areas. Today's sunrise will come at 7:18, so just in about 17 minutes, and by the end of the month, we'll see that sunrise time at 7:38. Overall, as look at that coffee planner ahead, morning sip will bring us into the lower 50s, but by midday, we'll be into the mid-70s for a gorgeous sunny day out there. So highly advise you getting out and enjoying this last day for the weekend ahead for us. And because what's ahead, we got another surge of some warmer weather on the way for us as we head towards this week. I'll be timing out how hot and how warm it'll get coming up in just a few minutes. Back over to you, Gabe.
All right, thank you, Matthew. Police are still looking for the person who shot and killed 48-year-old Mitchell Groves on Newburgh Road early Saturday morning. Officers got the report of the shooting on Lodina Way near Poplar Level Road. There, police found Groves shot inside an apartment. Groves died just after EMS arrived. LMPD says it's still investigating, but all parties in this incident are believed to be accounted for. A motorcycle passenger is still in critical condition after a car accident. LMPD responded to the scene and the accident at the intersection of Westport Road and I-265 around 9 o'clock Friday night. Officials say a Ford F-150 was making a left turn onto I-265 southbound and hit a motorcycle. Officers say the motorcyclist was unable to move and crashed into the truck. The truck driver ran away after the crash. The police did search the area but did not find the driver. The motorcyclist and the passenger were both taken to the hospital. The passenger had critical injuries. The driver was injured but is expected to be okay. 2 years since a Louisville man was killed inside his home in the Park Duval neighborhood, and his family is still searching for answers. On September 6, 2023, 54-year-old Gary Henry was shot and killed. No arrests have been made in his murder. WHAS spoke to one of his family members who wishes to stay anonymous for fear of retaliation. She remembers Gary as someone who could light up a room.
Gary was not only my family, Gary was my best friend. And nobody that I know of had anything negative they could possibly say about him. We want justice, but we know that that will not bring our family member back to us. We're looking forward one day to seeing him on the other side.
LMPD says the investigation into his death is still ongoing. If you have any tips, you can call the anonymous tip line at 574-LMPD. And now roller skating is back in Shawnee Park. A roller rink was not in the area for the past 50 years. WHAS 11's Clarice Shaley shows how one person set out to bring the experience back at an event that's rooted in the neighborhood's history.
Food vendors. We have bracelets, We have rings.
And artists selling originals.
It's all about community today. We're ready to have a great time.
A roller rink surrounded by music. All in parking lots next to the tennis courts at Shawnee Park in West Louisville. For the first time in 50 years, skating is back in Shawnee.
Let's see.
Dawn Shay Reed and Mosaic get ready to give it a spin.
We never had anything like this before.
Maya White is the organizer behind what she's called Joyride.
I am tired of having to drive 30 minutes out to do anything joyful for myself, and I'm noticing my neighbors are also having to do that or may not be able to.
Inspired by the park's roots, back when Fountain Ferry Amusement Park was founded. The park was integrated in 1965, but a riot in 1969 left Fountain Ferry heavily vandalized, and it never reopened. But the roller rink there stayed open throughout the 70s.
It brought a lot of joy. It was a lot of storytelling around going skating and just being able to walk and do that. And hopefully we invigorate that joy and then we can continue something. People see that we're worth that investment to impact our lives.
White's efforts are being recognized.
It's nice to see that we can honor like our history and bring it to current times for like the younger kids to enjoy and to just to get to embrace with the community.
Bringing back a tradition decades later with a look back to what it was and looking ahead to what it could be for the Shawnee neighborhood. For WHAS 11, I'm Clarice Shaley on your side.
White told us she's thankful for the funders who trusted her to put on this event and calls on her neighborhood to find new and innovative ways to build their community. And now you'll be seeing a new street sign in downtown. On Saturday, Dr. Jamesetta Ferguson was honored with a street sign naming ceremony. Dr. Ferguson previously impacted the Russell neighborhood by creating the Molo Village Shopping Center next to her church, St. Peter's United Church of Christ. The center funds the church and its outreach. Louisville hosted the 20th annual Rally for Recovery in Central Park. This is in honor of National Recovery Month. Advocating Recovery and Young People in Recovery hosted the event celebrating recovery. Now, this was a free, family-friendly event that included live music from local bands, family activities, and dozens of resource booths. There was also a ceremonial presentation of 2 awards named for recovery champions Dr. Burns Brady and Mike Berry. These awards honored leadership in recovery. And a heads up, Louisville, we are just 4 days away from Bourbon and Beyond. Big names like Noah Kahan, Fish, the Lumineers, and Kentucky's own Cage the Elephant will be just some of the performing artists across the 4-day event. This year, the festival is getting moved to the Highland Festival grounds to help add a buffer to lower the noise level in the surrounding neighborhoods. Bourbon and Beyond is also partnering with Kentucky Kingdom this year, allowing festival goers access to some of the rides in the park.